Hello everybody. Like so many organizer users, I'm currently thinking about my setup and I'm not just looking at the size of the organizer or the size of the paper or the manufacture of the organizer. I'm actually thinking about the whole structure. Do I need rings? Do I need a pen loop? Do I need car pockets or do I need any pockets at all? That's a that's a topic for a different video. But these thoughts led me to think about looking at a particular product called the X47 Steel range. I've done a video about X47 before, so I won't repeat everything here, but I'll put a link to my review of the X47 A5 Clear below. Briefly, X47 have a system that sits between having a single bound book and having a page-by-page system. So you can have a single notebook, everything in there, pages can't be moved, but you can have an index and bullet journal system and whatever. So that's one end of the spectrum. Then you have the other end of the spectrum for maximum flexibility, which is for example, a ring-bound system or a disc-bound system, where you can move paper around and take stuff, put stuff in, take stuff out. So that's the maximum flexibility system. The X47 system is a book-by-book system. So you can't take out individual pages, but you can take out little individual booklets. So it's halfway between a fixed notebook and the flexibility of a ring system. I like the idea, which is why I play around with this. Is why I have two of their products. Actually, I have about 7 of their products, but I've done videos about 2 of them. But I don't like being dependent upon a single supplier for my inserts. But anyway, I decided to give this a test drive. Now, X47 have 3 major product ranges. They have their high-end, rather expensive, high, finest quality leather products, such as this one, which I did the review of, which you can see below, which has the rings on the rods on the inside. So the booklets, the rods upon which the booklet sits, they're all inside the leather, has pockets, it's fine finishing, and so on and so forth. Then they have the X17 range, which is their low-end product, where the booklets are held by elastic, and there's an elastic closing the booklet, reminiscent of the Midori Traveler's Notebook range. And if you've watched many of my videos, you'll know that I hate elastics on organizers. I hate elastic. So I decided to have a look at this in-between range, which is the X47 Steel range, where the rods holding the booklets are visible on the spine of the product. So these rods, which the booklets are held on, go around the back, the spine of the product. And this is a sort of it's a design feature. They've made this part of the design. I haven't decided whether I like this or not yet, but it doesn't disturb me as much as I thought it would. It doesn't. Yeah, I don't think it adds to it, but it doesn't bother me too much. So maybe I'm getting used to them. So looking at this product, this is the A5 yellow leather version. The price depends on the material. You can get this in leather, recycled leather, faux leather, and so the price depends upon that, and it depends on the number of spines you order. So this has the maximum 4 spines. You can have 3, 2, or 1. And also then what accessories you order with it. If you order your own inserts, it costs a little more, about 10 euros more. than the ready set up one. This yellow leather version with 4 rods without the inserts is €99. With the inserts, €159. These are relatively lightweight solutions. This is 130 grams empty and 500 grams including the inserts. Now, for comparison, the A5 Clear, which is the higher end one, which has fewer inserts, it only has 3 inserts, but it has more leather pockets and so on. This weighs 570 grams filled. The Lockwood, the Filofax Lockwood Personal, I haven't weighed this empty, but if I weigh it with just this small, relatively small number of inserts, this is 630 grams. So the X47 Steel version products is relatively lightweight. Its design is basic. There are no pockets, there is no pen loop. The organizer consists of a single piece of 2mm thick leather. So 2mm thick leather. And that's thick enough for it not to need a closure. Importantly, the leather is shaped. So you have this square back, and it will be shaped with a less wide spine according to how many rods you order. The square shape means that all of the booklets start here and they all end in exactly the same place. This is an attention to detail. Now, if you have for example, a ring system, or if you have a notebook system where the back is concave like this, then if your inserts are attached to the spine in a concave fashion, then this end, the paper will also be concave, and the ends of the paper. And if you have a ring system where you have this convex here, then the ends of the paper will also be convex. And obviously that may not bother many people, but this company pays a lot of attention to these sort of details. So this being square means that this end's square. It means that they can save space and size to make sure that everything's exactly square and nothing sticks out anywhere. This is what they are very good at. Okay, this is the front. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but there is a slight slight piece of damage to the leather here. Now, leather is obviously, it's a natural product. That's not the issue. The issue is simply that this catches my eyes all the time. This particular inconsistency, not inconsistency, this imperfection. So because I could see this all the time, I decided to simply reverse and use this as the front. Now the back is perfect. If I had been X47, I would have used this as the front and the other side as the back. But of course, this is an industrial process. They don't check every piece of leather before they put it into their presses. So one disadvantage of this is there is a small logo on the back. It's not embossed deeply. You can see it there, but I find that less intrusive. Oops, there we go. I find that less intrusive than the damage on the other, or the imperfection on the other side. So I decided to simply reverse it, which is something you can easily do with these. And that's one of the advantages of this system, can be reversed like this. The spines are set in little crenulations in the leather, so they don't rub on the table. This is one of the things I wanted to check by buying this. They don't rub on the table when you put this upright because they are indented. And when you open this out, the back of the leather does bow slightly. It's both slightly off of the table surface. So although there is a slight rub on from the spine on the tabletop, the quality of this steel, there's no imperfection on this steel, so it won't damage anything. And the amount of weight on these spines is very little. So I did wonder if these spines could cause damage if you had a softwood surface or a leather surface to your desk, but this is not going to be the case. Being a single piece of leather, I do wonder if over time the edges may start to curl or to fray, or whether there will be wear on the weaker points, such as these narrow remains of leather between the indents where the spines are. Only time will tell. I'll report back if I have anything to report on that. You can see that this inside the leather has been handled here. This enables it to lie open. The 4 inserts that it comes with, they all have black covers. You can order from about 18 different colors. They do claim on the website 47 different colors, but I only saw 18 online at the moment. So, but there's a good selection. But they cost €4 more each because they have to set up the printer differently for everything that isn't black. It's the mythical Henry Ford approach. You can have any color as long as it's black, but you can, in this case, you just have to pay more. The 4 inserts that come with it have blank paper, they have lined paper, they have squared paper, and they have dotted paper. And if you order it with the contents, it also comes with a plastic holder where you can hold a few cards, or there's a top to bottom sleeve here to hold things, which goes behind the rods and takes the place of the pockets that are not available on the cover. Now note that X47 have made the unorthodox decision that the size A5 refers to the folder and not to the paper size of the inserts, which is a little bit of a strange decision to make, but there we are. I'm sure they have their reasons. So the organizer is exactly A5, excluding the rods. So actually I measured it. This is 150 millimeters thick, which is 2 millimeters extra. And it's 212 millimeters high, which is 2 millimeters extra. So they allow 1 millimeter all the way around, just so that there's no chance of the insert sticking out. And for this 4-rod version, it's 2.8 millimeters thick. Therefore, as the fold is A5 and not the booklets themselves, because they need space for this spine, are slightly smaller than A5. They are 142 millimeters wide instead of 148. So that's 6 millimeters less wide than standard A5. And in some cases, the inserts have perforation, so it may be difficult to see, but this, for example, you might be able to just see here, this little, you can see, just see they're perforated. So you can rip these pages out if you want to. That being the case, if you were to rip this page out and you wish to store it in a different A5 system, no problem, of course, but then your page is only 138 millimeters wide, which is 1 centimeter or 10 millimeters narrower than the standard A5. As I said, I don't know why they did that. That's their system. They'll have their reasons, but you just need to be aware of that if you're looking for exactly A5. Everybody else sells an A5 folder to hold A5 paper. They sell A5, meaning that this folder is A5. I also ordered some bookmarks. Lovely, nice. They have 30 different colors. It's only €1 for each bookmark. Now, I have to say they do boast on their website about their environmental credentials, but putting a 99-cent ribbon inside plastic, I think is completely unacceptable. Okay, I can understand this being in a shop, but this is mail order. They could have taken it out of the box and popped it in an envelope. They needn't have done this. I think they need to look at this. And also, by the way, this came in plastic shrink wrap. Also not necessary. I think they should, I know they're trying to protect an expensive product, but needs looking into. But anyway, I ordered some of these. Then, now let me see how I can show this. I'll just take this booklet out. This goes to show how easy these booklets are to take in and out. And, oops. Right. So this, I managed to get this wedged. Okay. Anyway, you would take this. Let me see, this ribbon, you would simply put it behind this and then put it up to the top, so that it's the top of the ribbon and it sits very tightly underneath the spine, which is why I can't easily loosen it, also because this plastic thing's in the way. I could get it off. I just want to not do so at the moment. And then you pop your booklet back in very easy, and you can use this as bookmarks. It does need the ends just gluing to stop them fraying. I thrown a bit of washi tape on these. I need to put a proper finish on these. But anyway, so this is also available. So the whole system together gives you these possibilities. As you can see, it lies open perfectly well. It mostly lies flat. Now, one of the things I wanted to check here with this system is how the existence of the other booklets might reduce the writing space. Now, one of the selling points for this system is there are no rings, and this is also good for me because it drives me mad that I can only ever write on one side of my paper when I use a ring system, because writing on the other side is just awkward. There are rings to go over. I can't hold my pen like this and write properly. I'm having to try to get around the rings. Yes, I could take out the paper, I just don't. So the idea of this system is you have all of this space to write on, and that makes the system more efficient, more effective, more better in their eyes. Now, if I take one of the two, this is one of the two inserts in the middle, that's fine. I can write here. I have no problems at all going across and writing here. There's no problem. There's a little bump between the pages, but that's not a huge issue. Now, if I'm also on the right-hand side, because I'm right-handed, then you have all of these other inserts below. So you have a bump. Now, on this right-hand side, this is flat because of the way I've pushed this down. So I can write here, okay, and then if I want to write on this page, you just shift slightly, and this becomes flat. So this is possible in this insert. But if I take the first insert and I want to write on this page, I'm bumping up against a lump here, and this lump is the other three inserts below it. So it creates this hill, and it reduces the amount of space I have here to write on. It's for a left-handed person, it would be the opposite. So it's the first insert that's on the left-hand side that is in my way. For a left-handed person, it would be the last insert at the end, which gets in on the right-hand side, that gets in their way. I think it's still easier to write on than a ring-bound system, let's be honest. But I think if I were to adopt this system, I'd probably go for the 3-spine system rather than the 4-spine system, so this lump isn't so great. So yeah, it doesn't fall back. I don't want to try it. Yeah, it doesn't fall back. It's not designed to, and I would damage the leather if I did that, so I won't do that. One of the problems with this system is you are stuck with buying their inserts. This is a unique system. Nobody else makes these products. You can't make your own products and fit them in. So you're stuck with them. They have a good selection. Diaries in various layouts. They have, for example, I also have an address book. I bought an address book. So this booklet can go in. You can buy them with music staves, with to-do lists, and so on and so forth. So you can set up your system in a lot of different ways. You could have a diary in first of these booklets. Then you could have a project, and if you go into a different customer, you could take out that project, and you could put in a different project, and you can go to your other customer. You could, if you're an artist, you could use the plain paper. Mathematician, you could use this. I mean, it's just there's a lot of things you can do with this, but you are dependent upon them to supply what you need. That's the only question mark I have with this system. So at some stage, I'm going to give this a try to see whether I need rings or what the advantages and disadvantages are in real life about using a system like this as opposed to rings, as opposed to notebooks. But again, as I said, that's something for another day. But for the time being, that was the X47 A5 Steel. I hope you found that useful. And if you have any questions or whatever, let me know. Thanks a lot. Take care.